we are officially live. Hello to everybody joining us today. My name is Katarina.
My name is Sabrina from We Love Divine Tarot.
From Lukin Inwards.
Woo-hoo! So we're come together today and
Finally,
we've been talking about this forever. So now we're going to bring our wits together.
Yeah. And this is our first time, so
It's our first
level. Join us in this adventure of podcasting and figuring the logistics of all of this. So you guys are officially the first people that are going to be joining us and seeing our evolution, because I feel like there's going to be a lot of great information and great opportunities for just conversating. And soon enough, we'd like to have you guys collaborate and have you guys actually participate in these talks and in these podcasting conversations, whatever you want to call it. Can you come over a little closer?
The reason we're called Tarot Therapy, for those of you new here, is because we're both tarot readers. And we thought maybe what we're going to do before each before each podcast.
Yeah, it's kind of like a forecast. You can say like a forecast too.
Pull a card from we have 1,000 oracle card decks to choose from. So we pull a card and then we talk about the card and we bring it into real life and our experiences. And then that's how we connect with you guys on the outside.
And have you guys connect with us, because we're all going through the same exact things. At the end of the day, we're all a collective as much as we are individuals. So these are just going to be the themes of the conversation of this current video that you're watching with us right now. And with that said, I'm going to turn off the little background music. La la la. 1 second. There we go. And I guess
you can edit that out, right? We can edit on this, right?
We're not editing anything. This is like raw footage that we're doing right here, right now. Okay. This is unedited, unscripted. So have fun. Enjoy
I'm gonna shuffle
messiness that is Katarina and
Sabrina. This is but you want to pick another card?
No, let's start with that one. I pressed you.
Rest, renew, recharge. What does your body crave and need right now?
I love that, because that's exactly how I feel.
So, I mean, it's funny because we were just talking about our bodies, and we were just talking about actually a lot is coming up for me, and a lot of coming up with me.
Yeah.
Like as far as purging goes, I have active dreams. I have like a lot is like coming up during the nighttime. I don't know about you guys, but also this morning I wake up and it's like my higher self is like, stay in bed, rest, sleep. And I'm like, no, man, I got to get up and work like everybody else. And they're like, no, you're going to sleep. So I was like, I slept like an hour more than I should have, whatever that means. And the truth is I should have listened and slept till 1 like you.
Yeah. So it was interesting that she was telling me this morning, because just a whole weekend in itself, I felt, to be fair, I'm in that cycle, that phase of my cycle where it's time to rest and hermit, because it's my period. So, wow, we're really going to go in deep on these conversations. Now I'm like,
it's okay.
I'm laying out it's okay.
It's transparency.
We're all going through this. This is who I am. You like it or not, take it or leave it, you know? And this last 5 days has been just resting. Even Saturday I had to work an 8-hour shift. And even during this 8-hour shift, it was very mellow. I was listening to my body. I was prepared to put my foot down if I was asked and required to do anything extra than I normally would have to do. So it's really listening to your body. So for me, that's what I get with this rest, renew, recharge. Even if you can't actually take a day off or take that time for yourself, it's creating that space for yourself, even in your work environment, to actually not necessarily set the mood, but set the pace for yourself, and voicing your needs to your environment to say, hey, today I'm a little more mellow. I'm a little more in that relaxed state. I I just need a bit more time to get through my day or get through the different actions that I have for this day, right?
It's interesting because like the majority of people will say, I don't have enough time, I have this, I'm so busy, but it's like, it's not about the things we're doing. Like really, we're here to rest because I mean, this is the first podcast, but I think we're gonna all know we're gonna talk about some deeper things eventually, right?
Yeah.
And we all like, me and her, we know that we came in as light in these physical vessels, and our job on this planet is not to do a 9 to 5 job. It's not to like party and go out. It's not to make money. It's not to do all these things. It's actually to activate our light on this grid. And that work is hard. It's consuming, and we need to rest. So when you get the message to rest, we need to listen. It's just so like a no-brainer to me right now. I see things so differently now. I see differently now, and I can't go back. So when my higher self or whatever, God or whoever's speaking to me is like, sleep, I freaking sleep. So even if you're at work, like take the nap. Like instead of like going out to eat for the hour, then take 30 minutes to nap. Like I really feel like it's important. Maybe you don't have to nap, but rest, go outside in the park, right? I mean, that's what we need to do. We're like we're overloading our bodies and our minds and our energy with like blah blah.
A lot
And
of
it's
distractions.
just
Yeah,
like
100%. A lot of distractions.
So it's interesting that this comes out in spring season. It's spring season right now.
Yeah,
so
but we have to
really
remember too, like we're beings of cycles, right? We go through these ups and downs and these phases, and emotionally, mentally, physically, and everybody's going to go through different cycles too. But collectively, we're still going. I mean, everybody's talking now about this next couple of like in these next 4 weeks, how energetically, but also if you go astrologically, there's big events happening. And it was funny because Sabrina was just telling me how she felt like the energies have shifted in a different way, that they're more intense in a different way. So whether it is astrologically or not, collectively, there's a big shift happening, whether we're aware of it, whether we're more sensitive to it and not. So for this to come out, I do feel like collectively, if the world is shifting, if the earth is shifting, we're automatically affected by that. And if we're not listening to these little intuitive hits of like, oh, instead of going out and getting drunk and getting hungover the next day, maybe I should just stay home and rest and
not really feel guilty about it.
Yeah.
Like so many people, how many times, like the fact that she's told me that she woke up at 1 p.m. or the fact that I told her I woke up at 11 a.m. Like that is like huge for most people, because most people cannot admit to that, to their friends or to their family, to the whatever, because it's like
that guilt trip,
oh, because then
shaming.
Right away they're like, oh, you have a lot of time, oh, you have like, oh, I guess you're doing nothing, or it's all that bullshit that we keep getting from everyone else. And it's not important what everyone else thinks of us. And if you care about what they think about you, then that's just the mirror, right? You're projecting again, they're projecting. It's all like, it's so much deeper than that. It's so like,
and I would even actually question that, like, to who are you able to be completely honest? Like I knew I could be completely honest with her. I'd be like, you know what? Today, for some reason, it doesn't happen often, but today I woke up at 1 p.m.
What did we say wrong? What's the message? Okay, good, thank you.
And for me, I was okay with saying that. And even if she did decide to guilt trip me or shame, at a point, I'm at a point in my life, judging. I'm at a point in my life where it's like, I don't care what you think about me. But it took me a lot of time to get to this point of where I am, because the only reason why it would affect me is because I would judge myself. I would have judged myself for waking up at 1 p.m. today. And it's interesting because I caught myself a couple of times. Even Sabrina caught me. She's like, you don't have to explain yourself. And I was like, oh, this doesn't happen often. And I said that 2-3 times to her. And she's like, yeah, it's okay. I'm like, oh yeah, it is okay. Like the fact that I had to mentally rationalize the fact that it doesn't happen often. I even said it with you guys right now. So all of these, whatever we're doing right now, it's in regards to resting and in regards to settling in to the judgments and almost integrating all the guilt and the shame. Can you take 5 minutes for yourself without feeling guilt, without feeling shame? Can you do that? 5 minutes in your busy schedule. I know, because I was like workaholic and I was doing all these kinds of things, and I would stop for 5 minutes and I would guilt trip myself, judge myself, shame myself. But then that's also attached to a lot of self-loathing that I was going through as well. But
can you love your body enough to do that? That's the thing, is can you love yourself enough? But this is where we take it, like, let's just go back down to the basics. This is me loving my body. My body's telling me sleep till 11, Sabrina. And I'm like, and my mind is like, no, you have to work. What are you talking about? Nah, right? And everybody else around me, probably I could hear them too saying, what do you mean? Like, you're a loser, whatever.
But that's also because they would judge themselves.
Yes.
For doing something like that.
It's also, yeah, and it's part of this world that we have created, right? That's the way it is. It's like,
yeah,
we have to follow certain rules, which we'll talk about in our podcast. Oh my God, this is going to be fun. We're going to have a lot of fun.
This is going to be hilarious.
All right.
If you don't know us, we have
no filter.
No filter. Definitely no filter. If you like raw footage, no filter, like, you're definitely at the right place. And also, we don't agree with everything we always say to each other, but we love ourselves for that. So you're going to see a lot of polarities, a lot of similarities.
She's a Scorpio.
Yeah.
I'm a Taurus. We're like the extreme opposite signs in the zodiac.
Apparently.
And we trigger each other, which is how we actually bonded. By triggering each other. And that at the beginning of time, I was like, oh my God, you trigger me. She made me feel really uncomfortable. She would ask me questions. I'm like, who is this girl?
That's who I am.
But that is the best thing for me. When I feel uncomfortable, like when you feel uncomfortable with someone, it's something to question. Obviously uncomfortable if it's like someone physically abusing you, I say, no, get the fuck out. But like, otherwise, it's like, yeah.
There's levels, and it depends. Is it your intuition?
Also, it's like everything's here is a lesson.
Yeah.
And everybody who comes into your life there's the reason for it.
Yeah, 100%. So if you're not ready to be triggered, because we're probably going to be triggering you also, it's inevitable, because that's what we're here to do. Every single one of us is here to trigger whatever is still left for you to heal, or still left for you to process or integrate or love about yourself, or trust. Sometimes it's just a trigger to know, like, oh, this doesn't sit right. Am I going to trust myself enough to go the opposite way still? Right. So you might not like us. You might like us. You might love to hate us, hate to love us.
Yeah, or whatever.
But it's part of the journey. It's part of the process. Don't stay stuck in that kind of in the details. You know. So I think this is good for our first episode.
I think so too.
First.
It's a short one, but it's good.
I think it's perfect. Yeah.
And you know,
we don't know how long these are going to go.
Yeah.
Probably between 15, 30 minutes. And you kind of have an idea, an example. This is
the banter.
The what?
The banter.
The banter.
Banter is like the back and forth, you know, like between friends, between,
And we might have special
maybe
guests.
English lessons too, if you want.
English lessons.
An English word.
Yeah, it's
wow.
true. You did. Okay. We might have our own lexicon.
What?
I love it when you bring up the
what?
Like the fuckaroni.
Fuckaroni. We're gonna have our own vocabulary.
Our own vocabulary, yes. And we might have special guests too. There's a lot of people that I know that I love having conversations with. So, and I know Sabrina knows a lot of people as well. So, welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome. I don't want to say welcome to the tribe, but welcome to
the journey. To the journey. Because it's like a journey for all of us, regardless. It doesn't matter where you are on this journey. That's the thing. That's the beauty of this. It's like there's no judgment, right? We're all at different phases. We're all at different levels. So be it. So it is. Let's just join together. We're not here to like shame you because you're not on the same level as us or blah, blah, blah. Right? What is that anyways?
Welcome to the journey.
Yeah. Welcome to the journey.
Yeah, I love that. And it's so true. We're all here in different phases, and there's no right or wrong phase to be
because
on.
We're still learning too. There's no one on this earth that knows 100%. There's no one. It's not impossible.
Truth.
No,
it's true.
We're all like God, learning to live, learn about our greatness. It's all like this. We all know 100%. You know, when people say they die and then they go back and then they come back, those NDEs, those near-death experiences, they go back and they're like, oh, I'm in the all-knowing. But on earth, we're in the half-knowing. So like, as we're going, we're learning, we're knowing. I love it. I freaking love this journey. And I hate it sometimes too, but by the way,
yeah, there's a hate and love. There could be a hate and love sometimes.
Yeah, we live in polarity, hate and love.
It's part of the journey.
Freaking crazy journey.
But
yeah,
there's no right or wrong place to be in this journey, and that's the beauty of it, because your part where you are at is just as important as the next person. Your journey, if you feel like I'm not there yet, it's because it's important for you to not be there yet, just yet. There's still things for you to integrate and understand and know, turning probably your knowledge into wisdom. And this is the way we do it.
That's such an interesting, I'm interrupting. That's such an interesting thing to say, because I have we each have our own followers. So a lot of our followers reach out to us. And one of my followers reached out to me recently, and she's like, she's made a comment about Gaia, poor Gaia. And I said, no, we don't say poor Gaia, because we are Gaia, right? So you're just feeling sorry for yourself. And everyone is like, oh, I wish I was there at your level. Mm-hmm. I'm like, no, man, because my level is mine and Katarina's is hers. Mm-hmm. Like we're all here pieces of the puzzle, right? We're all the pieces of the mosaic that make this one bed of light. So we all bring something to this journey. So just appreciate where you're at right now, because where I was at 10 years ago is nowhere near where I was at now, or even last month, right? Because
this morning.
You're
waking up at 1 p.m.
So if I could give impart a piece of advice, stop comparing yourself to me, to her, to anyone you deem as more than you, because you are not lesser than anyone. There's no one higher than you. That's numero uno.
And the best way to stop comparing yourself is to love where you are right now. Right. And that's where I was getting at also. Where you are at this very moment in this phase of your journey is super important for you to be there. Just as important as somebody that you believe is high up there. It's just as important. That's where the polarity, this is where the balance, the equilibrium, and to know that you're not going to be there forever. It's just a part of your journey, as a step in. You could be in a completely different place, even an hour from that moment, even the next day or 5 days, or it doesn't matter. It's the best way to actually participate in the role that you're playing is to love the moment that you're in. So
exactly,
there's no right or wrong place to be right now. There's no, I'm going to sound like a broken record, but it's just as important where you are as the person that you believe is as high as it can be, because that person, they have other things they had to figure out. And it's just as important in the mosaic and in the collaboration and the journey that collectively we are on. Mm-hmm. So
everybody has a role. And so some people's roles are higher frequency. Some people's roles are lower frequency, but we have to
teach the higher frequencies.
Exactly.
And vice versa. And it could be reversed, because the higher frequencies do need to go back, dipping their energies down to integrate or heal whatever is left to heal in that lower. You can't go high without going down first. You have to clear out the lower levels before you can go up to the higher levels. So, and I've known a lot of people who've gone up to the higher levels and they've been traumatized because the lower frequencies is basically weren't cleared out yet. So it's just as important for you to be, if you are feeling like you're in a lower level, to be there 100% and to enjoy it if you can.
Also, like we've talked about in the past, is that lower, higher, it's just it's just a way to describe the energy that we're feeling, but it's really, is it lower, is it higher? It doesn't really matter. These are just labels that doesn't matter.
It's the 3D labels.
You feel it. Yeah, the human label. the human labels everything. So do the star seeds on this earth. So like, it's just what it is.
Yeah, it's true.
And I wish that we would stop like I wish with this, like a lot of that in the spiritual journey communities, they deem themselves higher than the lower, and it's really silly to me, because we all created this. We created this matrix. So you hate the matrix, you hate yourself, because you created the system. God, we have so much. We're gonna go on for hours.
We said bye like 10 minutes
15 minutes ago. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's okay. This is what it is.
To our podcast. You're going to be on it. It's going to be an endless conversation for like days.
Welcome to our world.
And you can come in again.
Which you are a part of. Yeah, seriously.
We should do that.
One day we'll do a live 24-hour and see where it takes us.
Oh my God.
And just have people coming in and out of our conversations. That
would be fucking cool. Okay.
Anyways, it's on the list. We'll see.
Okay.
But we're excited. We're excited to see who's going to be joining us, who's going to be participating with us. Because like I said, I want this to be interactive. I want you to join on the conversation, because you are part of our journey right now.
So if you even want to leave comments or ask questions, and we can bring up the questions in the next episode. It's really like anything goes. Not anything goes. Like, you know what I'm saying, right? Like,
what do you mean?
Anything goes. Sometimes you say anything goes, and we get like psycho comments. So we don't want psycho comments.
Psycho comments.
We'll just be deleted. Cancel, clear, delete.
I mean, with the sense of respect. Not only for us, but for everybody else commenting, 100%. Yes, we're not going to tolerate. I mean, in a sense, freedom of speech, yes.
Yes.
But there's ways of saying things, and there's a way of, if it's malicious, basically is what I'm saying. If you're intentionally asking or commenting maliciously with that specific intent, I mean, it's not going to pass. I'm not going to allow it. That's for sure.
No.
So yes, in that sense, 100%.
All right. This was fun.
This is lovely. And you'll see us next week. There might be a couple of extra.
Maybe a few. We'll see. We'll see. We haven't decided the scheduling yet, but
it's definitely going to be once a week.
Next time.
And we might, add a couple of extra days. I like where this is going anyways. Okay, bye. And we are out.